Hello vinyl community! I'm back already to do the first vinyl finds because I've listened to a lot of records now, 2 days in a row, 2 evenings in a row, and I have 10 records to show you, so I mean, here we go. Okay, I'm gonna show you the one in the background because it's already spoiled. This is the Gaslight Anthem, the 59 sound. I love these guys, I mean, it's just so damn cool. It's the American sound, yeah, I think it's really cool. The gatefold and backside. And here's a lyrics sheet. And this is the third press, I think, of this one, and I know that because the barcode is the same on all the releases, and the number and everything else is just the same on all the releases. But in the dead wax mark, there's the number 4. It ends with the number 4, but on the 2012 reissue, the 4 is crossed over and replaced with a 5, in handwritten 5. So, and that was the case with this one. So it's a 2012 reissue. But I bought this used for 10 bucks. I'm super happy with that. It's like a third of the price you have to pay for this in a Swedish store. So I'm glad. I have American Slang, the record that came off the disc, and I think that's brilliant. So, and this is almost as good. So if you haven't heard Gaslight Anthem and you like that kind of Bruce Springsteen, Tom Petty, early Tom Petty, Bruce Springsteen sound, check them out. Okay, so I'm going to do like this. I'm going to show you the used ones first, and then I'm going to show you the new vinyl, because a lot of you are more interested in what we buy used, and the new ones you can buy yourself very easy. So I'm going to start with the used ones. Really happy to get myself a copy of Lush Life by John Coltrane. You know, I keep adding to the Coltrane collection when I find them cheap, or you know, for a good price at least, and I try to learn as much as I can, but I have 2 lifetimes left before I can master this. So, but it's on Prestige Records, and if I had a shrink wrap left, you would see this sticker. And if you saw this sticker, you know that it's an early, like 80s reissue, original jazz classics. So Lush Life is a Prestige record, and by this time Coltrane had left Prestige to go to another label. So what Prestige did was releasing a lot of like the sessions that he did for them, and they released those without his blessing, and Lush Life is one of those releases. So it's like a compilation of songs that he did for Prestige. First side has Arthur Taylor on drums, and then the B side has Donald Byrd, Red Garland, Paul Chambers, and Louis Hayes and Al Heath playing on it. And you can really hear that it doesn't feel like a complete record or a complete album, more like separate songs. But then again, just killer. It's such great songs. It starts off a little bit slower, and then building up to the kind of Coltrane that you want to hear, that more interesting kind of playing. Because first, when I started playing it, I thought it would be more like the Ballads record, or maybe My Favorite Things or something like that. But he really goes bananas after a while, and it's very entertaining. So I'm glad I have that to add to my Coltrane collection, and I actually bought like 3 more. So after I listen to them, I'm going to show you those. But found some Coltrane in New York City. That's cool. The next one, and actually one of the records that I was most happy to find on the entire trip, is this one. Sly and the Family Stone's Stand. And the reason is I've been looking for this for maybe 3 years now. And each time I find it online or in a store in Sweden, it's always overpriced, or I get outbid. So, and I wanted to find it like in a store. That would be the coolest thing to do, but I never find it. I bought this for 3 bucks. Now, if I found this in Sweden, maybe I probably have to pay like 20, 25, 30 bucks for this in this condition, for this pressing. First US press on this kind of unipack or whatever it's called. So for 3 bucks, I was so glad I found it. I saw it, it wasn't priced. I asked the guy sitting there asked him what do you want for this, and he's like, give me $3. So shit, sold, my good man. But everyone knows about this one. Miles was very influenced by Sly and Family Stone, Jimi Hendrix, when he went into his electric period. I read in his autobiography, at least, and you can really hear that kind of attitude, that African American kind of political attitude that Sly has on this one. Funky with rock in it. I mean, shit, great record. So I'm gonna tell you about the mistakes I did in New York, because you don't have it. I didn't have internet, and that's the bad part of being in a different country. You don't have internet with you when you're crate digging, and internet is very good to have when you're crate digging. So you have to take chances, and this one was a no-brainer for me. I bought it right away when I saw it for like $12, because I'm looking for Roy Harper records, but I only have one before this. So when I saw it, I grabbed it. $12. I mean, I could take a chance on a Roy Harper record for $12. Why I'm disappointed? Yes, it's because the record I already have is the HQ record by Roy Harper, and what he did was, he's a British artist, and in UK he released a record called HQ, but in the States he released a record called When an Old Cricketer Leaves the Crease. So this one is exactly the same record I already have, but a different pressing. This is the US pressing with a different cover. And I don't need different pressings with different covers of stuff I already have in almost mint condition. That plays fine. I mean, I'm not that sort of collector. So I was disappointed when I came home and saw that. But it's my fault. I didn't do research. I don't know Roy Harper good enough to buy him. So I'm probably gonna give this to a friend of mine that needs to listen to Roy Harper. Great record. I mean, I think that Robert Plant is playing, Jimmy Page is playing on here. You can hear that kind of influence, at least in the first song called The Game. Very Zeppelin-esque, heavy guitars and heavy sound. The next mistake I did, I played yesterday in that video in the background. And it's this one. Black is Black by Los Bravos on mono. So this is the US first press mono record on Press Records. Looks like this. And the vinyl is, I swear, it's VG++ near mint. God damn it! But the cover is, as you can see, in pretty bad shape, and there's a huge seam split here. But I didn't do my research before. I wanted this record when I went there. I've been looking for it for a while, and I had to pay like $35 for it, and I did, and I regret that, because it's not worth $35 in this condition for this record. You can find it online for way less than that. So that was kind of a bummer, but it's a great record. I mean, the song Black is Black is awesome. The rest of the record is almost as cool as that song. Very garagey, very energetic. I mean, lots of energy and good, strong songs. It's not a 10 at all, but it's a great record, and I'm glad I have it. Not for $35. Okay, so on to the new vinyls and reissues in the plastic. Bought me a copy of Searching for Sugar Man, the compilation record for the Swedish documentary about Rodriguez that won the Academy Award for Best Documentary. This is a comp of songs from his 2 studio albums, Cold Fact and Coming from Reality. And it's actually, I've listened to those songs, and I've listened to the comp, and it's actually, in my opinion, the best songs is on here. And there's also like 3 new ones from last year. This is enough for me. I don't need the studio records. Maybe if I found them, like the originals or early presses, I would buy them for a good price, but just to have them. But song-wise, this is enough for me. This is the second press of this from Light in the Attic. And yeah, if you haven't seen the documentary, I mean, do it now. And if you haven't heard Rodriguez and you like that sort of like Dylan-esque Dylan singer-songwriter, political singer-songwriter. Check it out. It's really, really good. He's really radical with his lyrics, and it's strong songs, good performed songs, with some string arrangements, especially on I think the later record, the last one he did. He added some strings and stuff like that. So yeah, really good. Honest songwriter. Next one, also one I bought because of a documentary, and if you've seen it, you know why I bought it. This is Death with For the Whole World to See. So if you know the story behind this, you already have this probably. Death was a band in the mid-70s, early 70s, mid-70s, who recorded a record but never released it, so it was shelved for like 40 years. I think it was recorded like 1974. It says 75 here, but maybe that was when it... Yeah, recording studio 1975. What this is like rock from Michigan, Detroit, but they thought they did rock, but what they did was punk before punk was invented. Just that kind of attitude. So 3 black guys doing punk in 1974-75. Outstanding. I mean, such great songs, unbelievable. A short record. It's just like four songs on the first side, 3 songs on the second side, 10 minutes per side maximum. But great songs. And if you haven't watched the documentary, again, do it. You won't be disappointed. Fantastic documentary. I think it's on Netflix. Okay, so Big Star will go bananas now because I'm just showing ordinary stuff. Sorry, Fred. Bright Eyes. What's the story? Morning Glory. And Wide Awake It's Morning. One of his best, in my opinion. Probably the one I've heard most digitally and on Spotify and stuff like that. I think I know every single song here, and I think that there's not a bad song on the entire record. 200 gram vinyl, comes with a CD also. I mean, you get a lot for your money here. Together with Story of the Soil and actually Casadega, I think that this is the best record. Those 3 are his best in my opinion. Perfect country alternative rock, and the songs he's doing with Emmylou Harris is fantastic. Just a perfect marriage in voices. Very, very interesting and beautiful. This is kind of cool. I've been looking for like an original of this or early press of this, but when I found it here in Sweden, it was kind of expensive, and I saw this in plastic, still wrapped in plastic. So brand spanking new. This is the Booker T and the MGs with Macklemore Avenue. And this is a reissue from 1990, still in the plastic. I don't know how they did that, but it's brand spanking new on Stax Records. And I tried to do the research, and it doesn't look like a bootleg or like a unofficial issue. I just think that this didn't sell that good in the store, so it's been standing there, or they've had it in like the distributor had it, you know. But what this is it's the Booker T and the MGs. Booker T heard Abbey Road, and just a couple of months after he heard it the first time in 1969, he or 70, yeah, 70. He went in with the boys and did a tribute record for that. So it's like every single song on the Abbey Road record here, but like funk soul versions of those songs. And this is actually the street just outside Stax Records. So they even did a cover like that. Pretty cool. And this is not a good record. It's at least it's not a fantastic record in my opinion. It's cool to have. I mean, I'm a huge Beatles fan, so it's very fun to listen to. And some of the music parts are even like more interesting than the Beatles record, because we've heard them so many times. I mean, the drumming on some parts of this is better than anything Ringo did. But all in all, I mean, it's a goofy record. I mean, Booker T and the MGs, I have another one called Straight Up, I think, and that's an awesome funk record. This is just a mediocre record, but it's cool to have for $9. And arriving to the last one, I watched Chris Baskett's video today when I went home from work, and when I came home I commented on it, and I said to him that I still need to listen to a Boris record. So lo and behold, when I wrote that, I started listening to this because I bought this on Academy Records. Boris Smile. Gatefold. Backside. Printed inner sleeves. So I think these guys are Japanese, and this is the 14th studio record that they did back in like 2009, 10, something like that. I don't know the year. And it's said, I read that it's said to be one of the most commercial records that they did. I knew about Boris. I mean, you guys talk about Boris all the time, but I haven't heard them. But I knew about them, that it's like a heavy rock or metal-y noise band. I have a Sun O record, and I've listened to Sun O, and they do a lot of collaborations with Sun O. So I knew what I was in for. So it starts off with a song called Statement, and that's almost like an anthem of noise, like a punk drone noise song. So it didn't start off well with me. I mean, I thought it was pretty cool, but it got boring straight away. But then it just continued, and when I got to the last side, the D side of this, I was hooked. I mean, the three last songs, it just get better and better, and the three last songs is just fantastic. But they move from a punky noise kind of sound to a more commercial drone post-metal kind of sound. Very easy to listen to. And last song you have Stephen O'Malley from Sun O on guitar. And that's just one side, one long song that's droney, post-rocky or post-metal-y, that just builds and builds and builds with that O'Malley kind of guitar sound. If you heard Sun O and that guitar sound, you know what I'm talking about. I don't like that. I think it's a cool sound, but I'm not a huge fan of Sun O. But in this case, with that sound marrying the Boris sound, that's getting more wide and huge and putting small details in there in the sound, it's fantastic. So I highly recommend it. It's not a 10, absolutely not, but it's definitely a keeper for $15. And one that I'm going to revisit more often than the Sun O record I have. So I think that's it. Hope you liked the records I showed. I still have 25 records to go through and listen to, and I'm super excited because of that. And there's a bunch there, both used and new. So yeah, please comment. Hope you have a great day. See you soon. Bye.